Hmm. user client 0 characters. No. Ja, 3 die custom characters. Here, eyebrows, so that's enough. I'm gonna save this. Save. That's one. Yeah, I have to load one. I'll load one. Let me see if I can. Yep. Good. Oh, okay. A shared Huckabee can play. Yeah, 18. Where's he? Loading.
Hey. Terminals are over there.
Welcome to Invictus Launch Week.
Ships on compared to backlog.
A time-honored tradition since
For like
2541.
one-off ships. That's why we're having such a nasty delay on the BMM.
So there's currently 37 ships in the backlog. There are RSI, even after they finish the Polaris and the Perseus, RSI will still have the biggest backlog out of all the manufacturers. The next biggest is going to be MISC. So I think maybe they might go to MISC. Maybe try to knock out the Endeavor.
I don't think so, because the Endeavor is going to be so fucking complicated.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, I think they either are going to stay with RSI, or they might switch to MISC, knock out like a couple of the hull ships, or maybe take on the Endeavor, and then go back to RSI, because those are the two biggest backlogs of the entire game. Once the backlog or the current 3 ships that are getting done for RSI, I think they're still going to have like 9 or 10 in the backlog for RSI, so they've got to put out more of that. And I think that if they stick with the RSI ships, they are going to be better off for it, because everybody's got the language fresh in their head, they've got the assets fresh in their head, so I think they'll be able to pump them out at a much faster pace now that they've got a lot of those assets down and ready to go.
I think
the only RSI ship they would
even to the RSI, like I think their main focus should be RSI, like finish it off strong, then do another one. But I don't think they should go back to RSI after that. They should maybe do like subsequent releases, because you also have to like keep in mind that God knows how many other ships there are that they haven't debuted yet or put out to like public release, because like we know.
Yeah, but the only RSI ship that's going to take any time is going to be the Orion. Like all the rest are relatively simple to
so
make.
You also need to think about this. CIG is not thinking about what we want the most. They're thinking about what they can get done the fastest. So from a development side of things, they're going to want to try to either stick with RSI and try to knock those out while it's all fresh in their head, and there's like they're not having to guess and look and search around, or they're going to try to jump on MISC and then come back.
Girl, can you stop moving?
Makes sense, yeah.
I also really think
off, bro.
New ships bring new money.
I also really think if they do a MISC, that the Odyssey might be something out there because I don't think there's any new tech
but
in the
the Odyssey-
I can see the
Yeah, the
Odyssey really
Odyssey
doesn't have
would
a
be
point.
way
The
easier for them to
Odyssey.
do over the
Yeah.
Endeavor. Like the Endeavor, I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
it's going to be the absolute last ship
No, with
that
the
they ever make.
Endeavor, the
I mean,
Endeavor
it's
will have to
possible,
give
but
a
I don't
full
think the
concept
Odyssey really
art.
has a place right now either.
The
Like,
Endeavor
like-
wouldn't.
Well,
It's
neither
mostly
does the
like-
fucking
it's
Carrack.
really terrible.
It's
Well,
basically
but I
a
mean,
Carrack
I mean,
with
I
a limited
understand
range.
that, but like, I understand that, but I don't think that they're going to put that as a high priority because it really doesn't have a use right now.
Like,
So when they have other
mining
ships
is
that could
not
actually
big
be
right
in
now.
use faster and be more accepted by the populace than like say the Odyssey.
Once they have
I-
ship modules
I
down,
don't
the
know. I
Endeavor
would
would
rather have
not
Odyssey.
be a
And
terrible ship to
Refinery
tackle. They
isn't
just
that
have to
big of a
lock in and
game
understand like what does what, because like a super collider does what?
I hate
Overcharge
So-
components.
So
Like,
I was actually
what
having
point
this
is that?
conversation with some org mates the other day. I think what is really going to be holding the Endeavor back is crafting, because if you think about it, if you really kind of boil down what a lot of those modules do, they're really going to be oriented around crafting. So
Yeah.
the Super
Also-
Collider is going to be
also
to
the science
alter ship
gameplay, too.
ship components. You're going to have the research stuff, which I'm sure is going to create like maybe blueprints or being able to modify something in some way. I think it's
Yeah,
all going to be
agricultural
related.
modules.
Like the smart move would be to all kind of base that in crafting, and because that kind of answers a lot of their question, like a lot of their problems. And then modularity is is all I think we know. They've kind of figured out modularity now. So
I think
So, I
I
mean-
think it would make the ship
12v0
much more
modularity.
attractive if it can compete with the consolidated Outlands like base builder. Because as
Oh,
of
the
right now, that
Pioneer.
is the only ship that can
Pioneer.
like build large scale bases.
so
You know what I
But
mean?
the Endeavor,
The
can't
Pioneer-
make Planetfall.
the Pioneer, I think,
Yeah,
is like
the
tech wise
Endeavor
has largely been done for a while. What they had to wait was for the Rastar system to get finished, which they finished while making Pyro. It's what they used to make all the settlements and outposts in Pyro. So now that the Rastar technology is done, I don't think there's really a whole lot holding back the Pioneer from possibly going into development and getting kind of sorted out. Because I mean, let's face it, it's not like the Pioneer is really doing anything like itself. It's more of just going to show us like different model stages of of something being built, which is just a visual thing. It's not really something that's going to be interactive.
But
So
it's
I
niche, though.
think
the job role it has is niche. It's the only ship that can
Buttons
do
are
what
open.
it does.
no, the
Buttons are not open. Shut
the
up.
Galaxy will be able to do it.
No,
they've
I'm
also got-
talking large scale because I thought
I understand that, but I mean it's still like the same technology. So it really, like one ship doing it versus another is kind of irrelevant. Like they all use the same tech to do the thing.
I
So
meant more
I-
in lines of like medium buildings and large buildings because instead of the Pioneer is the only one that can do large constructions.
Right. No.
Right, but
I'm
you
not
also gotta
saying-
remember that when the construction shit comes out, I guarantee you they're only gonna drop things that like an Atlas module will be able to build at first.
Yeah.
No,
So you're
I think,
talking about
I
that's
think
gonna
they
be
have
pointless.
to. I think they have to increase that size because they're going to have to get it tested, especially if they're going to try to aim 1.0 for the next 2 years. They've got to get the base building and the
building has to
crafting
be
sorted out
out.
because those things kind of go hand in hand.
Crafting has to be out before base building, to be honest.
I say probably a more realistic standpoint, probably not. But I would say they're probably focusing on Pyro, like fully flushing out Pyro, while base building is being built in the background, and then after Pyro out, flushed out, everyone loves it. Boom, full speed ahead on base building, get the for Pyro, get the for Stanton, and then along the subsequent ships like the Galaxy base building module for the Galaxy. Because remember they talked about that in at SynCron last year for the Galaxy as a base building
So
ship.
I think the Galaxy module will be the lowest hanging fruit since the Galaxy is already
exactly.
in development.
Yeah,
so
so
that'll be the
that'll be a
easiest thing
quick
for them
push
to
out.
implement. But at the
Exactly.
same time, if you think about the layout of the Galaxy versus the layout of the Pioneer,
Pioneer is going to be
those
way
those
different.
two things are very different in how the ship is laid out and how those modules will be useful. So that's why I'm saying like earlier, like the Pioneer, whenever it makes something, I think it's going to be just largely just graphics that we're looking at, not
like
a lot of.
hologram.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
it's like a
but I
hologram,
don't
and
think
then
it's going to be
it'll spawn.
anything that's going to like require the ship to do something or be something specific or have anything that's going to be really
Well, maybe,
interactable.
No, think about this. What they could do is that, of course, you will have to go mine materials for the Pioneer to actually use to build these different buildings.
And that's
That-
what the
Well,
that's what the
you're
incentive is.
absolutely
that
gonna
would-
need materials for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah,
like,
that's
of course-
that's
of
why
course,
you're
you
going to
probably
need
have to,
crafting because you're going to be able to refine things and
But also, let's say it this
get
way,
base
right?
components and shit set up.
Yeah. hold on.
So no, base building and crafting are going hand in hand for sure.
I would say at the very least, I think we'll see some type of base building very close to Pyro's fleshing out, because they make Pyro a very attractive like system to settle, because it's like you have a planet that's actually like built like Earth, you know, it's a very green and lustrous place. There's no like any type of security, so you can do a lot of your own thing there, and there's no like control over it. So it's definitely I think it makes it very attractive to build bases there.
No, I think that Pyro and base building will kind of come out relatively close to one another. Like I don't like, I'd say the worst case scenario, we're looking at base building and crafting like early, like Q1 next year at the latest.
Because even going off the idea that like, okay, 1.0 is going to have X systems, right? Magnus doesn't really have much going for it. It's already like oversaturated with people, if I remember right from the lore. It's where Drake builds her ships. So I think a lot of the base building will be tested out in Pyro.
No, I would absolutely agree with that. Like I said, I don't know if Magnuson's even really something that's on their radar to get done right away. I think the next system we'll see after Pyro would definitely be Nyx, because I know they're already working on it.
Magnus is not something they're going to be ready to push. They really want to push out like that. But honest, yeah, but it's like with base building. Also, too, I really wonder what they're going to do with that vehicle.
Hey, on another.
I remember that big truck that was posted on next to the Galaxy during SynCron. I wonder how that's gonna work, especially with ground vehicles.
Wasn't that like a modified ballista or something?
It's like an Atlas platform.
Yeah, it's just an Atlas platform.
Yeah, there's a modified
Space
base
station would be
ballista.
cool.
But it's only going to be able to build like small stuff, nothing really meaningful.
Like outposts or something.
But they're like, in order for us to get a base off the ground, we're going to have to, at the very least, be able to build like medium, maybe large items, and then I think the Polaris does up to XL. So they're going to have to get that ship out. They're going to have to get that ship out fairly soon after base building, because they're going to have to get all that stuff sorted out and all the interactions and stuff before they go to 1.0, because that's going to be a base building and crafting are going to be like a crucial part of the game, and like technology wise and gameplay wise, I think that is the game loop of crafting and base building that's going to really give us something to do for more than like a couple of weeks at a time every patch. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you know, I've been around for a long ass fucking time, and so I log in for a couple of weeks, dick with it, and then I set it aside for another 2 months or however long until the next big patch. Because there's really nothing to do.
So going off that, I think I honestly feel like they should have just wiped ships when they wiped UEC.
I was really surprised. I thought that was good. I thought we'd get a full wipe with 3.23.
Exactly. I thought so too. I was so ready for it. I'm like, all right, here we go. Starting fresh. Don't gotta worry about all of this nonsense. Nope.
All the junk I've collected.
So one thing I will say,
junk I have sitting in my storage right now.
One thing I will say though is I can almost guarantee we see a full wipe for 4.0.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're going to be making so many new factions, and how the factions interact with one another, both here and in Pyro. I think that they're going to. I don't think they're going to have a choice but just to go full on white.
It's going to be full of everything. Full clean slate. There's no way they're going to
especially for Pyro, I can see that.
There's no way.
Hey, quick question to you guys. I'm going to change the subject real quick, but last year we had a couple straight to flyable that were really well hidden. You know, like we did not know about it until it actually came out. Do you guys think there's going to be one?
I placed $20 down that the Perseus may or may not be one of them, because that thing was in concept like 2 or 3 years ago, and there's been no mention of it since.
For what ship?
What
it's
ship again?
RSI focused, so I think it would make sense for them to drop the Perseus with the.
What ship was that again?
Hold on. When did we hear?
No, fuck the Perseus. I would much rather have the Apollo dropped as a surprise than any other fucking RSI ship.
But they can't drop the Apollo because it's still waiting for drones. So you can't have the Apollo without drones.
Yeah, but the Apollo can work without
but they already
drones.
Why not?
They announced the.
It doesn't need drones for the Apollo.
I don't think they're going to put out ships that like have features missing from it.
Okay, then why is the Carrack out?
The Carrack's been out for fucking ever.
Hajeeb,
I can't even climb to the roof of my fucking Caterpillar. The ladder still doesn't work. Like,
so they already announced the order of the RSI ships like last year. So it's going to be the Polaris, the Galaxy, and then Perseus.
Perseus.
Like they've already announced that.
Yeah, but then
So,
why?
Still
Like that?
bad that the Galaxy is coming before the Perseus.
Like, remember
So-
when we used to have access to the progress tracker? Like,
Yeah,
we're looking
no,
at the
they-
Apollo,
they
and it was
put that-
practically finished
well-
last December.
Yeah, no, it was until fucking Chris is like, hey, push to 1.0, and then it sent all their plans out the fucking window.
And now they're all
So,
gathered in a fucking
and-
room somewhere over in fucking England, pondering the orb about,
Well,
what are we gonna fucking put on the list?
I think they're having to like have like dozens and dozens and dozens of meetings over the span of weeks because they've got to try to prioritize what for 1.0 and what isn't, because there's definitely going to be a lot of things that are not finished for 1.0.
Oh, 110%.
But it's gotta be stuff we can live without.
Not going to be ready.
Well, right, that's what I'm
The
saying.
stuff
Like that's
that-
what I'm
it
saying.
would have
Like
to be
base
stuff
building
that
and
doesn't define
crafting.
the game.
Like I think the most transformative things we're going to get before 1.0 is base building and crafting, and then I think they're probably going to work on trying to refine those things, so that way we all feel satisfied and we can be like, okay, yeah, we got plenty to do right now, so whatever doesn't make it, it's important. So we're going to need base building, we're going to need crafting, and we're going to need whatever associated ships kind of revolve around those items. So like something like the Arastra, I think is something they're probably going to try to prioritize. The Pioneer, the Galaxy base building module. So I think those are the
Walker
things
just
that
says
they're
15.
prioritising.
Walker just said in 15 minutes.
That being
Oh, thank
said,
God,
I
let's
think
go.
that being said, I think if they're gonna do base building, I think they're gonna overhaul mining to an extent because.
Oh,
Well, they've
think
already
about
been
the,
doing
Think about
it.
the Arasta.
But they've already been
it's one of
doing
the first
that.
ships that's gonna have refineries. Like,
Right.
and a regular refinery job takes like how many hours? Like,
Well, they already said that the Arastra will be able to do things faster than going to like a station, because stations have like big queues of things.
Stations
So they already said that the Arastra is going to be like, or the ships that do like onboard mining are going to be faster than taking it to like a station to have it done.
Yeah, and let's be honest.
So
a
we already
station,
know it's going
you're
to be.
a
We
little
already know
player
it's
for
going to be
them.
faster. But like I think they're going to have to kind of get the things that are associated with base building and crafting on the board, so that way we have ways to really kind of do it. And as far as the mining, I don't know if you've noticed, but over the past year, mining has changed pretty drastically over the past year. So I think that's all in preparation for the change that's going to happen whenever they bring out crafting and base building. So I
Personally,
think
crafting is going to come pretty quick if you think about it, because we're already crafting stuff in the reclaimer. In Dispatch, we can already repair things, so we're already starting to dabble with stuff in terms of grabbing, moving modules and all that. So the next step to that would actually be crafting them.
but
Right,
it depends on what extent they
Fucking
take crafting.
nerds.
Is it more of a I take a weapon and tune it with like how you can in Elite?
No, I think
Or
this is
it
going to
I
be
just
more
build a
traditional.
bundle,
Like,
like, off the shelf weapons?
I think we're going to see things more in line of like what you see like in survival games. now.
Yeah,
So
you just get
you
the
need to-
materials and you build the base model.
So here's your end module. Well, to make that end module or that end product, you have to have 16 like intermediate components. Well, then to get the 16 intermediate components, you have to refine all these different types of ores or create like base materials. And so I think it's going to be kind of a staggered system. Like, okay, well, I have to refine ore. Well, now I have to make components. Well, then I have to make the components into like, structure type items, and then the structure type items combined into making the end product. So I think it's going to be structured more like what we would see from a typical survival type of game. And I think that's the only way that's going to give players satisfaction with crafting, is if it's kind of a complicated process, something that takes time, something they're not going to be able just to kind of, you're not going to have like a fucking full-on kitted out base in like a matter of like 2 or 3 days or a week or two. I think it's going to be something that's going to take you, like if they do it smart, it's going to take you like a month or two to create like a really awesome base, because you're going to have build times, you're going to have wait times, processing times, refining times. Like it's all going to be kind of gated behind things that you're going to have to do. Like you're just not going to be able to come out of the gate and have all the best things at your base in the matter of days.
So now that we're talking about
Yeah,
weapons,
but if it
I'm
got
going to go on this
destroyed in just
tangent
like
here,
an
and
hour
this,
or
this
5
might
minutes,
split the
that isn't
discussion
going to
like,
work, is it?
right down the middle. I think they were right to add Sniper Glint. I think people who are complaining about Sniper Glint being in the game are people that don't like to do combat and wanted to take the easy way out of combat.
They just can't shoot. They just can't shoot.
I just
Especially
think
with how
I think
high
sniper
risk
is
death of
is
a spaceman is going to be, you are
Well,
not
but-
going to take the easy way out with having.
But I
no
think you're
glint
just
on your
kind of
full
discounting
sniper.
an entire playstyle of stealth, which isn't really super fair to them. Like, I'd be okay with Sniper Glint if it only happened like when the sun is out. but then at nighttime there's no sniper glint.
Well, I can't imagine
know,
there
if
being
you-
glint at nighttime, but you gotta imagine like what AAA games have sniper glint? I'm pretty sure Battlefield does, and I don't.
You
maybe
mean the
COD
trash
does, maybe one of the
studios
COD
that
games
recycle the
did.
same shit every 9 months and feed it to us?
But I really
I would-
think
I would
that,
just
the
like to
price of
point
high
out-
risk dying is gonna be.
I would just like to
you're gonna
point
get
out,
punished for it.
how
The
is it
problem is, the
900
only
years in
reason
the
they keep
future?
recycling that
How
shit
is it
every 9 months and feeding
900
it back
years
to
in the
you is
future
because
we
you
still
guys
have
are so
sniper
dumb enough
scopes
to
and
keep
sniper
buying
glint?
it.
Because this is where we take the divide from what's like lore accurate and
If
what
you guys
works in the
quit
game.
buying that garbage, they quit recycling it and shoving it back down your throat,
Yup.
like FIFA 35
Facts.
and FIFA 94 and whatever the fuck FIFAs there are.
Aw, dude, fuck that, man. I don't fucking play soccer games.
Hey,
But, I
people
mean,
like their sports, man.
You're
That's
taking,
something
you're
fucking
taking
soccer.
cues from
Yeah,
Play
games.
the
US
sport,
server.
damn it. Play the sport.
So
That's
the
what I'm
problem
saying.
with
The
sniper
CODs
glint.
that they keep shoving down your throat are no different than the FIFAs they keep shoving
So
back out.
the
with
problem
same
with sniper
bullshit.
glint is it
Quit
comes
buying
from
the garbage,
games
so quit
that
making the
have-
garbage.
Hey man, why are you
it's-
complaining? We're buying this stuff because this is what we like. Just let them like what
Yeah,
they
I
want.
just
We like this
fucking buy
garbage.
an $800 JPEG.
Well, but
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the problem with those games is that they weed out any kind of creativity or innovation, and in favor of just feeding us the same thing over and over and over and over
What are they
again.
saying?
No,
Basically,
the
that's
problem
I
is the
can't-
people
I
are
can't
still
see
dumb enough to keep
snipers
buying it
not
over and
having
over and
Glint
over and
being
over.
Because they market it to fucking kids, man.
That's
So
what
they're
they
fucking
like.
getting their mommy. That's how they keep it up. Like people that like
All
you
the
know,
guys
kinda age
standing
out a
right
lot of
here,
that
right
shit.
now, complaining about that don't sound like kids to me. It sounds like you guys are literally the people that keep buying this shit over and over.
Actually,
Oh,
no,
Otherwise,
I
you wouldn't know
don't.
about the sniper
I
glint
haven't
and all
bought
the other
an
weird
EA
shit.
or
I mean,
Activision
how many people
game
you have
for
like
like
okay.
fucking 10 years.
I have a 14-year-old boy, okay? I'm going to tell you something. My son, 14-year-old, plays Star Citizen with me. He likes it, but he says, Dad, this is too slow. And I understand that. I understand that.
That's
We go with the reclaimer, go get something, you know, and he's like, man, this is boring. I want to shoot something. He likes games where he can just go on, shoot a bunch of people, and do it over and over and over again.
Well,
It's
and
called
I'm
instant
not
gratification,
disparaging-
and let's
I
put
got
it
a
this way,
question
I'm
for
not
you.
disparaging
kids
the
love
FPS
it.
genre. I'm not disparaging
Is
the
your
FPS
kid
genre.
popping real right now?
No, he's not. He actually
here's the
goes
thing.
outside and plays sports and
I'm-
whatever, but when he's at home at night, he goes on the Xbox and plays a game or two, and you know he likes it. That's what he likes, and I completely understand that.
I'm
When I
not-
was a freaking 14 years old, I was always at home playing Zelda. It was my thing, you know,
So,
because that's what we had
I'm-
back then.
I'm not talking shit about the FPS genre in general. I'm talking about the games who have like weeded out any ability to innovate or to change or to try new things because they just have this formula and they will not deviate
I mean,
from
the
that
formula works.
year
Why
after
would
The
they
year.
change
formula
something that
works.
works?
Yeah, because I can't really
Look at
see
Fortnite.
the innovation behind some
look at
dude
what
like
Battlefield
chilling
was
2
before
clicks
it
out on
turned
a
into
fucking
the
kill
same
site, and I
bullshit
can't
as fucking
see
COD.
him, and I just get
The
popped for
problem
no
is
reason.
people who don't want to learn to fight in any particular way. They want to have their hand held.
I don't want to interrupt, but can't really get out of crouch right now.
Bro, how do you counter
Have you
some?
tried getting good?
How do you
Yeah.
counter?
Getting
How do you
good.
counter that?
Oh, I got it.
Like I
Let's go,
touched down
Brandon.
at like a
I've only been
a
killed by a
platform
sniper
or like
2
a
times
like a
since I
settlement or
played this
something, and
game
some
since
Joe schmo like
2016.
2 clicks out just hits me with a sniper rifle. Like
Well,
yeah, maybe
let's
I
be
could have
honest.
seen him with
The
Glint, maybe
sniper
not.
has to actually hit the shot to begin with. That's not something easy as far as just running around
It's-
the corner hip firing it.
No,
Well, that being
I've tried
said,
sniping.
Glint
It's not
shouldn't
that
matter.
bad.
Glint shouldn't matter.
No,
You're
I-
right.
parked
It
my
shouldn't
ship
matter.
on my ship.
900 years in the future.
Why are you yelling in the mic, you weirdo?
Hey,
Just
hey,
don't
let's
use
not
a
get
sniper
into
rifle.
it,
Yelling.
all right?
Okay,
Louder
let's be honest.
doesn't make you more correct. It just makes you more
You want to
obnoxious.
use the 900 years in the future thing? Why doesn't my ship have a scanner to tell me where every single NPC is 500 kilometers around me? We're 900
I have
years in the
night
future.
vision?
Wow.
Yeah, why don't we have night vision right now? It's coming.
Hey,
you
no,
know?
no, that one's coming though.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
one's
Shit,
probably
it looks
coming.
like
No,
shit.
no,
You
not
seen
night
it, though?
vision,
It looks
no.
like shit though.
We could use.
Yeah, that's not even
Sniper
night
glint
vision. It's just
finds
green
stupid.
screen.
Hey, look at it this way.
Obnoxious
That's
scanners.
not
Server
even
mesh
in-
kicks in and we got 500 assholes talking all at once. Yeah.
That's why I stopped talking. We could use the argument, oh, we're 900 years in the future. Yeah, but what do we know what's going to happen? Look at Warhammer, 40,000 years in the future. They're fucking slaving like dogs without any technology, you know? It's
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
that's
the universe we're in. That's how it's built. That's how things evolved. You know, in the 70s, we had Bofors on our ships. They could shoot things 8 kilometers away. Why can't my ship in space shoot more than 1.6? You know?
Yeah, why
That's
can't I
how-
have modular targeting computers, right?
Exactly, but that's the way it's made. That's how this instance of our universe, if you want to call it, has evolved.
I just think there were better solutions available than adding sniper glint. I'm not saying don't make it hard, but make it hard for the sniper to hit. Don't fucking give away his position, because that's the whole point of being a sniper is to try to be stealthy and to try to find a hiding spot. I think there was better options to take than the fucking easy way out of going fucking COD.
Way less
No,
and
the sniper glint,
people
to
who
be
run
honest, the
around
sniper
with
glint was
hipfire.
not a good idea.
I would
Unless
say it depends on how
Some
strong they
people
make the
enjoy
glint.
the hunt.
I don't
not
think
just
so at all,
running
because
willy-nilly.
you would still get. I think the perfect middle ground here would you just get a marker showing what direction you were shot from, and that's it.
I mean, I think that's fair, honestly.
Yeah, I can live with that. I can
Like
live
a
with
red half circle on your screen from the direction.
Exactly,
you got shot from.
exactly. So
Exactly.
you have to look in that general direction, but that's the only clue you get.
you know, like
Like
we have
if
the
someone's
mini-map right now.
150 meters out or some shit, you're not gonna see them, but they're in
Or-
that direction.
Or
Gives
like
you
sound profiling,
some sort of sense.
Like if you
Eh.
it picks up the muzzle sound or
Bingo,
whatever.
bingo.
Yeah,
That's
or
where I
muzzle
was
flashing.
Give
going.
me sound
Okay,
cues.
it's this
Give me
far
a
out. It's
hit
a rough
marker.
estimate.
There was a lot better directions they could have taken. They took the fucking easy way out, just like I think they took the
Muzzle
easy way out with
flashing
the,
would have been the way to go.
But even
Right,
then,
that-
you know,
that
like
would've
we
been
have the
perfectly
mini
fine.
map. We have our beautiful
How
mini
bright
map that
the
they
thing
just
is.
redid.
You
You know,
stand on your
you're
front
getting
of the ship
shot.
and see a planet with it. It's so bright.
They are gonna add player scanning, so maybe
Yeah, they are.
they'll play that off with effective
Well,
range of sniper rifles.
But they also kind of took the easy way out with this upcoming fucking night vision. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's just a shitty blue filter, and it's not actual night vision at all.
Oh,
Well, they
it's not.
said that they
And it
didn't
just-
say it was actual night vision. They just said it was like visual enhancement or some shit.
They showed it in a game, but
No,
I don't
they-
think
they
that's
said
really a
night
good
vision.
representation of an NPG.
But,
Oh,
but
did they
it's
say
not
night
an
vision?
accurate representation, though.
I mean, as long as we can see the ground flying, no, I don't care what they call
Hey
it.
guys, in 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes.
Time to go in there and start fucking crying.
Like I said, I'm not averse to change. I just think that they are opting now to take the easy way to try to fix a problem rather than trying to think it out and do something the right way, to where it both feels challenging and organic without feeling fucking super arcadey like a COD game. You know, there's
No, for
decisions
sure.
they can make to make those decisions. Just like I don't agree with master modes on how they implemented it, because they were trying to solve like 1 to 2 problems, but then they just created like 20 more. And I think that it was just a very backwards way to try to do that. Like why aren't we utilizing the power triangle to do these things? Why do we need different modes? Like if I put all my power into shields, well then yeah, my weapons aren't gonna fucking work. If I put all my power into fucking thrusters, well then guess what? My shields are gonna suffer and my weapons are gonna suffer. Like,
Yeah, but you're still,
yeah.
no matter which one you put yourself in, you're still going to be able to go at 1,100 meters per second, which is completely
but
ridiculous.
see, that's another thing they can solve. You know, whenever you're not in a quantum drive, just slow it down a little bit. It didn't have to be as drastic as it was. Like they wanted to slow down combat. There was a way to do that without creating all these other issues that stem from master
They
modes.
could have simplified.
Now, do I
majority
think
of it by
eventually they'll
getting
get it
rid of
right?
this.
Yeah, but I
Pushing
think
you
it'll
to
look
get closer,
nothing
it
like what it
maintains
looks like
certain
today.
speeds, you can see it.
So what do you guys think about?
You got a
Oh, go ahead,
point
go ahead.
here. No problem. You got a point here, but the fact is, it's just a way to balance different ships and different combat modes. That's all.
Yeah, like I said, I just think it was a poorly thought out process. Somebody over-engineered a solution to problems that didn't even exist yet, and then it felt like the problems that did exist, they went way too far with it, and now we're like, okay, this is cool, I guess. But then they focused almost the entirety of master modes on like ship combat and arena commander. So now that it's in the PU or in the live, like there's all these problems. Like, yeah, this fucking sucks. Like this sucks
Well,
to actually just use and play with.
Arena Commander is not the persistent universe. Let's put it
Well,
that way.
just
That's for
I
sure.
know, but that's what I'm saying. Like
do
they
you guys
tuned,
remember before they
tuned
added,
everything in
modes?
Arena Commander, and then
When
like
they added
completely
missile modes,
the live
people were complaining
experience was
about that too.
ignored
People hated
completely.
that you had to switch modes, you had to stop firing.
The
Bro,
reason they're
missile
adding all that
modes,
shit is
missile
barrier
modes
to
is still
entry.
fucking retarded. Don't even get me started on that shit.
Preach, brother. So that being said, with these new multi-crew editions that they're doing, how do you think that's going to reflect when they add AI crewmates, and how do you think they're going to handle AI crewmates? Because you have a lot of people that own hammerheads that just solo that shit. Now,
Well, look at it this way: the blades, okay, the AI crew blades. We have ships flying around right now that have AI manning turrets and whatnot. So it's going to be a certain iteration of that, plus what's going on in here, where you see them walking around or whatnot. Except they'll be able to give them orders, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Bro, they can barely even hold like a natural pose in the world. How they gonna walk around my ship?
Well,
a lot of that has to do with server performance.
Yeah, that has to do
Yeah.
with
AI are
Yeah, you're
super
right,
fucking
you're right.
smart. And there's moments of brilliance where they will fuck you up.
I went and did I went and did a freaking bunker, and I got smashed.
1
because
minute.
the server was going at 27.
1 minute.
I still think AI has a long ways to go because if you turn around, there's some douchebag AI behind me that still has my F-55 in his hand somewhere. So
Absolutely.
we
But
got a ways.
What they're going to probably come out before the AI crew, I think the blades are going to be a big thing, because the blades, they could just plop them in and say, "Bomb, this blade, you take care of turret X." So you don't have to do anything else. It's just going to take care of that non-man
Button
turret.
should be on. It's 8 o'clock.
It's
There
8.
will probably be some debuffs with AI blades, though. I think they want to encourage people to cooperate.
Oh, they have to do a debuff with the AI right now, because you're playing PvE in master mode, and almost 97% of the time that AI ship has his nose on you.
Yeah, it's actually open now, guys.
Alright, let this first group go.
Being a spawn-in mission type.
What's up, guys?
Okay,
Yeah.
it was interesting, guys.
I want to see
Yeah,
them control.
it was a fun talk while we waited.
Out of there.
Yeah, nice
Yep,
talk.
for
Yeah,
sure.
indeed.
Yeah, I got a lot of tension now, and now I feel like I got some tension still, but we get there.
Just go rub the rest of it out. You'll be
Can you
good.
motherfuckers get off the elevator when you get there?
Just press the fucking
Hey,
I
button.
think the real
Press the button,
comedy is
press the
sitting here
button.
watching everybody fight over a fucking elevator in a digital game. That's hilarious.
God, I can't wait to see a full fleshed out space station where it's not 90% elevator.
Yep, server meshing is gonna be amazing.
Let's go.
So what did we learn this week? Here is my boy. Someone sent me money. Someone. Need money. I'm not going to do it up. It's big. Look at these legs.
adventure courtesy of Kruger Intergalactic. Systems active.
Do I need ship now? It's nope.
Systems activating. Systems on.
The thing is, like, even the Kraken isn't going to be as versatile as this is, because consider the Kraken cannot make landfall and then take off again solo. It has to have tugs in order to leave atmosphere.
I don't think I've ever read that. I've heard it's the largest ship that can actually still land on the ground.
It can land, but one of its things is that it's going to need like SRVs to help it leave an atmosphere after it lands.
Well, we'll see how my privateer does.
But yeah, no, I guess if you're just parking it like in a star system and you've brought like 5 or 6 ships that you're gonna use, it probably makes a lot of sense. Although I would be just paranoid about having ships out in the open like that. So at that point, I'd probably just bring the Idris and store the ship securely inside.
Yeah, but the Idris has got a pretty small hangar. Like, you can't fit more than like.
It's not as small as you think, man.
Well,
like
but
we had one stolen last batch that we kept for a couple days.
In that, though.
No, but yeah, I don't know. At that point, it's like.
I mean,
there's plenty of small ships.
I thought about picking up an Idris, but I just like it looks cool, and having the internal hangar is also kind of cool. But like, it's going to be so limited on the ships that can actually utilize that internal hangar. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't
right, but
quite as worth it.
Like I said, we had one in our possession for a couple days, so we messed with it a lot, and we were able to get like a We got a Vulture in there. We got a Prospector in there, and then we were still able to get 2 light fighters in there.
I think between the
again,
Polaris
maybe there's
and the
something here.
Galaxy, those are going to be my 2 primary ships that I use.
Little green lights shining at me.
Start coming as they come out.
Like this right here looks more like a cargo thing.
Knowledge Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
But no worries.
That it helps that my buddy is the CEO of a major cyber firm, and he's already told me like that's not something you're gonna have to do. You literally just do reports and do the testing, and that's it.
Well, I know there's a lot of companies where they only allow testing during certain times.
During the night, yeah, which will work out perfect because that'd be daytime for me if I'm living on the other side of the planet. And like 95% of that shit is just letting the tools run themselves, and then the other 5 is writing the reports.
Yeah, I'm aware. But yeah, I chose software development. I've actually got more of a formal education in like penetration testing, but
Oh,
I
cybersec
decided
people.
to kind of go to more software development, like automation and stuff like that. Just there's more opportunities, there's more room for growth, more room for higher salaries.
I can't.
Cybersec people.
I started. Yeah. When I first, tried figuring out what world of tech I want to get to, I started in programming, and I realized after like 15 minutes I didn't want to put a gun in my mouth before I was 30.
I don't know, man. Like for me, like I do a lot of like QA stuff, like QA and automation and stuff like that. So every day's kind of a new day. So I don't ever feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over again, like in some jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why certain people like it. I'm just saying, for me, I probably would have killed myself.
I'm in good company.
I've enjoyed what I do, and now I'm kind of
What is it? Stars, isn't that too many people that act that are from cybersec? So weird.
Time-honored tradition since 2541. Invictus Launch Week is an opportunity for the public and the UEE Navy to service. We salute those taking their first step to their... Welcome to Invictus Launch Week. A time-honored tradition since 2541. Invictus Launch Week is...
Waiting passengers should be mindful of the platform's edge. Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors. Waiting passengers should be mindful of the platform's edge. Strong winds can arise suddenly.
Not that I'm it.
City Flight reminds you that when trash goes in the bin, we all win. Your help keeps our port clean. Trap now approaching. Trap now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors.
First step to their new life in the UEE Navy. Welcome to... For those with loved ones setting off today to begin their life in the
About
Navy,
10 minutes, the next
stop
hole
by
will
our
be
friends and family booth to get a better understanding.
Which is on MacArthur. Recruits will push themselves to their
the men and women who are about to ship off to begin their training, Launch Week not only provides an opportunity to celebrate our recent graduates, but also gives our active service members much-needed recreational leave. Be sure to thank a starman today.
Recruits will push themselves to their physical and mental.
Hall isn't changing.
Recruits will push themselves to their physical and mental limits.
Hello?
themselves to their physical and mental limits. But the real lesson that our divisional officers will impart is that the Navy doesn't excel based on the individual, but as a team, working together.
For centuries, Invictus. Those with loved ones setting off today to begin their life in the Navy, stop by our
That our divisional officers will impart is that the Navy doesn't excel based on the individual, but as a team, working together.
Although Invictus is a celebration of the men and women who are about to ship off to begin their training, Launch Week not only provides an opportunity to celebrate our recent graduates, but also gives our active service members much needed recreational leave. Be sure to thank a starman today.
Thanks for watching.